what's really spooky? What's actually really spooky? Last video, which I uploaded hours before the Charlie Kirk situation even happened. Remember what I said at the end of that video? I was saying that people are too emotionally invested into political figures. They're so strongly opposed to someone's political ideologies or policies they stand by, right, that they get obsessive, hateful, and dangerous. This is to the point where they want to encourage misfortune to happen to them. And then like an hour before my video was uploaded, Charlie Kirk was shot. And an hour after, he was pronounced dead. This is exactly what I mean. Now, in regard to this situation, before I get into the main topic of this video, how do I feel about this, right? I don't necessarily feel bad for the individual himself, Charlie Kirk. Do I feel bad that he died? Not really. A lot of his rhetoric was hateful, and I believe it created division. I just don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Did I ever wish death upon him, though? This is what I'm talking about. Like, okay, I disagree, but like, I want him dead. Like, bro, I don't agree with this. But like I said, I didn't wish death upon him or anything. Never. But like, see, even though I say I don't feel bad for him, I do feel bad for his wife, his children, and those who are going to be affected by his death. I feel bad for them. Look, you can be friends with somebody, you could be close to somebody, you can even be considered someone, you could be family with somebody, literally blood family. You could be close to them despite having different political opinions or overall opinions, okay? If you disagree with someone, don't get so worked up about it. And that's what brings me to the point I wanted to make in this video. America was meant to be a country where people can hold different political views and opinions. They can share them openly and debate them freely. The Constitution was built to protect these rights. In many other countries, you cannot do that. You can't voice an opposing idea, argue with others, or criticize the government or the leaders without facing trouble. But in America, I would say, after considering what happened the other day, you're mostly free to do all of that. That's where I was getting to in my last video, because remember what I said, through a sociological lens, one person's fight or their struggles or one group's struggles can start a ripple effect that eventually reaches and changes other people's minds. It might not happen right away, but over time it does. Historically, people and groups have had to step out of their own problems to form alliances, spread awareness, and make their message stronger. Look at the civil rights movement. For example, leaders brought together other people from different backgrounds to challenge racist laws and systems that kept oppression going. Or think about political figures who rallied crowds against unfair policies, uniting people, their voices to push for change. They stood up to those who wanted to maintain the status quo for inequality. This is what truly makes America great, though. Not some slogan, but the real ability to speak up, connect, and drive progress like that. But now, as I said, it seems you can't really do that anymore, obviously. Even though I don't feel bad for the individual, as I said before, it's still disappointing to see people celebrating his death all over social media. You know, that's the weird part to me. You know, and you know what? The irony is, liberals always be preaching about love and tolerance. Yeah, we gotta accept people for the people. We gotta care about people with different opinions. Yet y'all are laughing, mocking, and even saying, quote, God is good because someone with a different opinion or ideology got killed. How that's not love and tolerance. And get this, they're blasting you. First of all, even if you say that he wasn't doing that, so he doesn't deserve the same back, bro, stand on business then. Stand on your, see, are you just saying love and tolerance because everyone else is saying it, or do you truly believe it? Because when you're laughing, when you're mocking, when you're saying all this stuff over someone's death because they had a different opinion than you, and you say he deserved it or something like that, it's like, all right, so you're not really about love and tolerance. You're just saying that because everyone else is saying that. You don't truly believe it. You know, and that's when I could tell someone's being fake, or someone's like, you know, I don't think virtue signaling is the right word. It's like, or term rather. I'm trying to find the word for it, but you know what I mean. Like, and get this, you know, this is what's funny too. When people who are blasting those takes, they're like, you know, celebrating, right? They're all in the comments, they're on tweets, right? You know, social media. Of course, they're saying all this stuff behind a keyboard. They're saying that in a place where it's safe, because no one can call them out face to face or punch them in the face, or worse, shoot them. It's easy to run your mouth in a comment section where you're hidden behind a screen. What's really funny, though, is how this ties right back to what makes America great. Charlie Kirk was out in the field, openly debating people in public, putting his views on the line. Sure, he said stuff online too, but at least he was out there. He wasn't just hiding behind a keyboard the whole time. In other countries, though, you do that. He put himself in the field. If you put yourself in the field in other countries, you get killed just for speaking up like that, simply because someone hates your opinion or dislikes you in general. He had his stance, expressed it boldly in the open, and unfortunately, he died standing on business. And that's the problem here. This is the point I'm trying to make here. The core issue is that this has been destroying this country for the past however decades now. Bro, you can't even hold an opinion anymore without facing backlash. You get canceled, shut down, or worse, targeted simply for speaking your mind. People hide behind screens to attack people, but when someone like Charlie Kirk steps up in real life to debate and defend his views, which I told you I don't agree with, it ends in tragedy. We lost the space for real conversations. That's the whole point of going to debates, to have real conversations where ideas can clash, can go back and forth without turning into personal attacks, without turning into someone losing their life. How many times have you seen someone, rather you can even say me, you've seen people do this to me too. How many times have you seen someone have a differing opinion, or people just don't like what someone is saying, right? And the people who are replying to this opinion or take someone has, they don't even debate it or give a constructive response like, hey, I disagree and this is why. They don't even do that. They just start personally attacking them, flaming them. Like, yo, you're not even going to debate or argue or contribute anything to this conversation at this point. You're just lashing out and raging without saying anything. Like, bruh. Yo, whenever I see somebody like that in like my comments, for example, I just block. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, okay, you disagree with my point. I could tell because you're mad right now, but you're not giving a point. Like, you're just mad, bro. Like, what do you, am I supposed to take you serious, or am I supposed to look at you like a dumbass? Like, I don't understand, but that's just how it is now. Let's just act emotionally unstable over a take or someone's opinion or ideology. And instead of trying to help that person understand or articulate to them something that you feel they're wrong about, let's just start flaming them and making personal attacks. This mentality of, quote, why debate when we could just attack someone is exactly what divides this country and the people behind it. It's not freedom of expression anymore, or, quote, love and tolerance that people push for when you just turn around and do the opposite. It's disappointing because it's showing that many people cannot simply coexist with differing views anymore. Like, bro, we don't have to agree on something, but I can still coexist in your world. You can still coexist. Is my opinion really causing you to you can't live any longer, bro? Or like you have to literally you have to be so mad at me where you don't want me to live any longer? Is it that serious to you? Is it that serious to you? Is this more important than many other important things in your life, like taking care of your family, getting money, taking all this stuff, your own mental health? This is the most important thing to you right now, bro. I feel like people got their priorities backwards. You know what I'm saying? And now this stuff happens. This is why I said last video, hey, if it don't affect me, and I care, I'm compassionate about these situations that are going on in this world right now. But you know what? Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna invest myself into this like this. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I hear what you're coming from. This is sad. This is bad. But I got stuff to take care of in my own life. You know, so I'm trying to preserve my stress, my problems. You feel me? Let me know what you guys think. This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. I'm out.